Yeah.
You know,
So while we're
it's,
doing
it's
like
different.
while we're doing predictions, I want Josh Hill's predictions for the Monster Energy Supercross season 2020. Who's winning each class and why?
And you can't choose yourself.
Well, I'll choose
Well,
Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I'm going
even
people's champion.
even with 7 rounds left. I don't think I'm still even mathematically in it. I think
Fuck
I'm
that
in
shit.
8th
We
or
can
something in
change some
points.
rules.
Who's gonna win?
Yeah, 450 class.
You know, I guess like we just talked about this. It depends on where they have it. I think
Yeah.
that really does have a huge factor in it, in where they have it. I think again, like I said, if it's Salt Lake, I'm gonna go. If it's Salt Lake, at all of them, I'm gonna say Tomac's gonna win the 450. McElrath is gonna win
Ooh.
250 East because he's got a fast bike and it's high altitude.
Yeah.
And he's just he trains, does all his stuff on the West Coast. He's been a West Coast guy his whole life. That's a West Coast track. I'm going McElrath. And then Ferrandis, I'm gonna say no matter where they put it, I'm still kind of putting my money on him unless something funky happens.
Yeah.
So and then if you go back, I don't know. I guess if you go to Phoenix, it's kind of I would say even the same thing. I think 7 rounds in Phoenix, I think McElrath is going to I would give him the nod. I think he's 8 points down or something like that, 9 points down. Everybody's forgetting it's still pretty tight. Unless I'm way off here, but I think that's
it is tight.
It is.
Yeah.
But then maybe I think you'd give I might have to go with Roczen at Phoenix just because of how dominant he was this year. And Eli has had some up and down races there.
Yeah. Can you physically see, like, to me, it looks like the reason why you see, like, I feel like Eli just has one speed and it's fast as absolute fuck. Like, that's literally, when he gets on the bike, that's it. It's going as ham as he possibly can, and he's going to blow through shit. The throttle's going to be wide open. He's going to be steering it with the rear, and it's like, that's it. And it either works to the point where nobody can touch him, or it doesn't work at all because he's literally trying to go too fast for it. Well, it's trying to go too fast for what the track can allow. Like, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, Tomac wants to go faster than his tires will allow him to stick to the dirt, and Kenny is more, I think they're both, everybody will be like, Tomac's not that talented, or I've heard people say that, and I think that's the dumbest thing ever.
That's retarded.
That guy has days where he does things that are insanely, like the way he stands up through like deep ruts and carries momentum, and the way like he'll do jumps that nobody else thought about doing that day. Like he has those James Stewart moments.
Yeah, he just doesn't look the same doing it.
And then Kenny, I swear Kenny is better now that he's had his injury. Because Kenny now, and I felt the same thing with myself, like when I got hurt, is you find out how to ride smoother when you're trying to protect something. And then if you do that long enough and enough times, like you almost can find better techniques of riding the bike. And Kenny, for as bad as his injury was, he's had to, I think, adapt, and his techniques like almost is better than it was before he got hurt. I mean, in my opinion, watching him, he's less sporadic. Like everything he does, he carries momentum. I'm sure he does that way the same way. I don't see it that me getting hurt was the, but
yeah.
He's overcame it. It seems like, and almost like I think he's almost more solid than he ever was.
Yeah. Well, you got to think like too the mental shit that he's been through. On that,
yeah. Well, I mean, it can go both ways too, but I think you put him on a real slippery, hard packed track 7 weekends, and tend to a guy that is used to riding a little bit within himself.
Yeah.
Like if Tomac's probably training and going hard as he can all the time. I mean, I don't know him that well to know his training program, but I assume he's just like hammering, think about him up in Colorado, just slamming into stuff and going crazy and just finding all this new raw speed. And then I would assume that Ken's probably just riding being super smooth and gaining like, a 10th every day possibly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like that's what he's shooting for.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you get on a slick track, the more aggressive style tends to bite people.
Yeah.
And I think slick tracks are harder to pass on.
Yeah.
So can't get really. That's probably the major reason, the main reason why I would give. If it's in Phoenix, he would, on paper, have the nod.
Gonna be sick.
But then also
Either
Tomac
way.
just kind
I
of
just can't wait for something
destroyed
to
it.
happen.
Like Tomac at Daytona was one of the most badass rides of all time. And
Tomac
to
at
think that,
Daytona
like,
this year.
At one point, yeah, like I was watching on the stands, just like after my race, just in my gear, still watching, just like with my jaw out. Like it was pretty insane how good he rode. That's why I get like the way he rode there. Like that's the most technical track in Supercross. Like for in different ways with ruts and bumps and all that kind of stuff and being slippery. And
not to mention you can't see that good.
Yeah, it's not the best. And there's
it's not like super bright, man.
Because there's like, there's like five. It's not the lighting. I've realized they have all that dark dirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
like,
mix the
reflect off like. Yeah, normally if the dirt was like a red clay, that place would seem like it was lit up awesome. But because it's like a real dark dirt, but they have like 5 different types of dirt, so that makes it hard too because you can't tell. Like you forget where there's traction and where there isn't. But he was insane there, so we'll see. And then Cooper, just a spoiler, because that guy is not going to give up, and he's got nothing and everything to gain. So that could be also a huge factor. And I mean, like, I gotta say, like, I'm a Cooper Webb fan. Like, that guy goes for it. The way he rides, and I mean, he had the season they stopped. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, dude, totally. Well,